So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has lost 90% of its player base. It looks like I was right. Let's get into it. Alright, so over here on a website called The Gamer, and they have this article saying only 10% of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero players remain, losing 90% in under 4 weeks. Now, I had a feeling this was going to happen. It is a fighting game. It happens with fighting games. The hardcore stick around, where the casual fan of fighting games, not of Dragon Ball, of fighting games, kind of taper off pretty quickly because most people don't like playing competitively online. Plus, this game is not the greatest, or should I say, well balanced online. Yeah, especially with all the people rage quitting all the time. Anyway, so let's go through this real fast. It says Dragon Ball Sparking Zero started strong, but lost 90% of its player base within a month, impacting its success. Issues like balancing problems and cheating complaints have contributed to the game's decline. Despite the drop, the game may recover with upcoming content releases and Bandai's history of supporting Dragon Ball games. Can't deny that. Xenoverse, the servers were completely destroyed, obliterated when the game first came out because they severely underestimated how many people were excited about the game or actually wanted to play the game. So yeah, it took like, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks before you could find the game physically or before you can even play online because the servers were so smashed. And I think that's why they made Xenoverse 2 so quickly, because it's more of a Xenoverse 1.5, so that could handle the load better. Anyway, it says when its early access launched on October 7th, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero got off to a flying start. Within 24 hours, the game became the most played fighting game in Steam history, beating the likes of Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and Mortal Kombat 11. Less than a month later, however, the game is struggling to retain players, losing 90% of those who jumped in during its first few days, like myself. I bought the $120 edition. With tax, it was $120 digital because I couldn't find a physical copy anymore. When it launched, public sentiment around Sparking Zero was great. It released with 85% score on OpenCritic, scoring a 4.5 out of 5 from us here on The Gamer, this website. And sold 3 million copies within its first 24 hours. Yeah, the marketing campaign, the hype from everybody sold this game. This culminated, I can't talk, in the game peaking at 122,554 concurrent players, significantly higher than its contemporaries, with Street Fighter 6 holding the previous record at 70,540. Wow, that really did blow up. Fast forward a few weeks, and for the last 2 days, the game has been peaking at around 15,500 players, more than 87% drop since launch, according to Steam database. While such a drop-off might be expected from a single-player title, a multiplayer game losing such a significant portion of its player base in such a short period of time is a concern. Sparking Zero coincidentally has now failed to beat Street Fighter 6's daily concurrent player count since Sunday, October 27th. Yikes. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been marred with player complaints since launch. These have arisen from the game having some major balancing issues, like I stated, particularly with Yajirobe, unsportsmanlike players who abuse broken mechanics that can ruin any game. I mean, look what happened to AEW Fight Forever. Those broken mechanics, the unyielding poise, and the rolling out of the ring killed the online within like less than a month. Same scenario. An influx of cheaters and exceedingly difficult single-player battles, which led Bandai Namco to release a statement which have all likely contributed to the game's downfall. Basically, try again. Get over it, try again. Like, boo-hoo, try again. Although the player count is looking a little bleak, there's still hope for Sparking Zero, as Bandai typically supports its Dragon Ball games for extended periods of time. As of now, the game has at least 3 further pieces of content featuring 20 new characters to come, focusing on Dragon Ball Z Superhero and Dragon Ball Daima, so there's plenty of time for a redemption arc. So, with that being said, like I stated, I mean, like he's saying right here, it could easily be turned around once they get the DLC out. It needs updates like right away, but did they miss the window? is it too late to update this game? I feel like if it takes more than a month to fix fundamental issues, like apparently there's a lot of cheaters, the balancing is a major thing, updating the single player, just giving us guidelines on how to unlock the what if scenarios, not necessarily difficulty, just tell us how to unlock the stuff. Don't leave it as a question mark. Oh, I figured it out, you know, to that way the game will last longer. Not having enough customization options for the characters, because they did advertise customization. Unless you love Goku and Vegeta only, there isn't really much customization for the rest of the roster. So anyway, I just wanted to show this to you guys. I'm not trying to like be a jackass or anything, but one of my biggest fears and one of the reasons why I canceled my original pre-order, which was the big awesome statue with Broly fighting Ultra Instinct Goku, was because I had a feeling that after about a couple weeks I'd be done with the game, or the game just wouldn't have that longevity like a Xenoverse has, or Kakarot has, or one of the other Dragon Ball games that you could play for endlessly. But I didn't think it would be this bad. I was just gonna wait for a sale, but then I got hooked on the hype and I wanted to play the game early, and I wanted to cover it on the channel. I don't hate the game. Everybody seems to think I hate the game, but it's not the greatest Dragon Ball game of all time like a lot of people are claiming. It's a very average Dragon Ball Z game with a lot of flashiness to it. It's the most beautiful Dragon Ball game, I'll give it that, but it ain't the greatest. Anyway, sound in the comments below. How do you feel about this? I think before we close, I feel like if they enabled crossplay right away, that would fix a lot of the online issues as far as not having enough people. Crossplay with this would help tremendously with the online. I wonder what prevented them from doing it. Anyway, sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Stay frosty.